Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. The Miami Dolphins have made yet another intriguing roster move, and this time it's all about the tight end position. On Monday, the team officially announced the signing of Chris Myarick, a familiar face who first entered the league through the Dolphins' doors. With this addition, the Dolphins also made room by placing rookie tight end Jalen Conyers on injured reserve. Now, while this may seem like just another training camp transaction to some, it actually carries deeper implications both for the team's tight end room and for the strategic direction the Dolphins may be leaning toward as they prepare for the 2025 NFL season. Myarick brings not just familiarity with the organization, but a level of experience and resilience that can only benefit a Miami squad seeking more consistency at tight end. It's not just a plug-in signing, it's a calculated choice that could quietly pay dividends down the stretch of the season. Chris Myarick is not a name that will light up headlines or cause fantasy football managers to rush to the waiver wire, but those who know the grind of the NFL recognize his value. Originally signed by the Dolphins in 2019 as an undrafted free agent out of Temple University, Myarick embodies the type of player who earns his keep through sheer determination. He spent time on the practice squad and got his first taste of regular season action with Miami in 2020, appearing in 3 games. It wasn't a breakout campaign by any means, but it marked the beginning of a journey that would see Myarick claw for every snap, every rep, and every roster spot. His path hasn't been paved with glamour, but with grit, and that's exactly what teams look for when depth becomes a concern or when young players are still figuring things out. Miami knew what it was getting when they brought him back, and that matters. After his initial stint with the Dolphins, Myarick made his way to the NFC East, joining the New York Giants, where he began to carve out a more defined role. Across 24 games with the Giants, he totaled 10 receptions for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns. Those numbers don't leap off the page, but stats rarely tell the full story, especially for a player like Myarick. His blocking ability, football IQ, and special teams contributions often flew under the radar. But within NFL locker rooms, those are the kinds of traits that keep you employed. Coaches love players like Myarick because they don't need the spotlight to do their jobs. They understand schemes, they play through pain, and they bring a professional approach every single day. His time with the Giants allowed him to mature, develop, and adapt, all of which will be useful as he now looks to make an impact during his second run in South Beach. The timing of this move also says a lot about where the Dolphins are in their preseason evaluations. With Jalen Conyers now placed on injured reserve, there was an urgent need to fill out the tight end group with someone who could step in immediately, not someone who needs developmental time or a long acclimation period. Conyers, a standout at Texas Tech, had an impressive senior season, logging 30 catches for 320 yards and 5 touchdowns. His size and athleticism had many Dolphins fans excited about his potential. But with this injury setback, that enthusiasm will have to be tempered. The team simply couldn't afford to go thin at the position, particularly when offensive sets demand versatility from tight ends. So instead of taking a chance on another raw rookie or untested option, they went with familiarity and reliability in Myarick. A smart move considering where they are in the calendar. Miami's offense under head coach Mike McDaniel relies heavily on versatility and adaptability, particularly from the tight end position. Unlike in more traditional systems, Dolphins tight ends are asked to do a bit of everything. Line up in line, flex out wide, block on the edge, and even serve as decoys on jet motion plays. That multifaceted demand makes a guy like Chris Myarick incredibly valuable. He's not going to lead the team in targets, but his presence can stabilize the position group. His ability to contribute in multiple phases of the game, offense, special teams, and situational packages, makes him more than just a placeholder. He could help mentor younger tight ends, set the tone in meetings, and provide the kind of football intelligence that helps elevate the entire group. When you're fighting for inches in the NFL, having guys like Myarick can often make the difference. Of course, the long-term question will be what happens with Jalen Conyers. His placement on injured reserve is a tough blow, particularly because This preseason was supposed to be his chance to prove he belonged. With strong hands, impressive route running, and a knack for finding soft spots in coverage, Conyers looked like a potential late round steal. Unfortunately, injuries are a harsh reality in this league, and now he'll have to watch from the sidelines as others compete for roles he once had a shot at earning. The good news is that at only 22 years old, time is still on his side. The Dolphins will be closely monitoring his recovery, and there's every reason to believe he'll get another shot down the line. But for now, the tight end room belongs to those who can contribute right away, and Chris Myarick is one of those guys. The Dolphins front office deserves some credit here as well. These kinds of under-the-radar moves are easy to overlook, but they're what separate the well-run organizations from the rest. In a league where injuries can derail a season overnight, having a Rolodex of former players you can trust is invaluable. Miami didn't waste time scrambling or taking a chance on someone unfamiliar. Instead, they went to someone they know, someone who understands the playbook, the culture, and the expectations. There's a comfort in that. For the coaches, for the locker room, and even for the fans, it's not about flash, it's about fit. And right now, with training camp heating up and preseason games on the horizon, having a steady hand like Myarick around is a smart way to hedge against the unknown. From a locker room dynamic, don't underestimate the value of bringing in a veteran like Myarick. Even though he's not a household name, he's been in NFL rooms long enough to understand how to carry himself. Younger players will take cues from how he prepares, how he studies film, and how he communicates during practice. That's especially important in a room that may feature multiple first or second year players trying to figure out the mental side of the NFL. With someone like Myarick around, you get more than just a body. You get a teacher, a culture carrier, and someone who's not afraid to do the dirty work. He might not be the kind of tight end you build an offense around, but he is absolutely the type you want on your roster when the grind of the season kicks in and depth becomes critical. For Dolphins fans, the name Chris Myarick might not spark instant excitement, but make no mistake, this is the kind of move that matters. As preseason battles start to shake out and final roster cuts loom, players like Myarick will be fighting not just for a spot, but for a role. Whether it's lining up on special teams, filling in as a second tight end, or even stepping in during goal line sets, Myarick can be counted on to handle whatever's asked. That kind of reliability might not go viral on social media, but coaches absolutely love it. And in a season where expectations are higher than ever in Miami, every detail, every roster spot, and every snap counts. Myarick won't be the star of this show, but he might just be one of the pieces that helps hold it all together when the pressure starts to mount. So as the Dolphins move deeper into training camp, this signing should be seen for what it is. A smart, strategic move that prioritizes readiness, familiarity, and toughness. Chris Myarick isn't here to make headlines. He's here to do a job. And sometimes, especially in the NFL, that's exactly what a team needs most. With Conyers on the shelf for now, Myarick gets another chance to prove he belongs, this time with the team that first gave him a shot. It's a full circle moment in a league that rarely allows such stories to unfold. And it's one that should resonate not just in Miami's front office, but with fans who appreciate the underdog journey. If nothing else, this move shows the Dolphins are serious about covering their bases. And if Myarick makes the most of this second stint, who knows? He might just become the unexpected X factor in a tight end group looking for identity. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? Rumors are heating up around the NFL, and this one is sending shockwaves through South Beach. Keenan Allen might be on his way to join the Miami Dolphins in a move that could reshape the entire offense. According to league insiders and whispers, floating from training camps to front office corridors, the star wide receiver could be eyeing a fresh start in the Magic City, and the Dolphins are reportedly willing to throw a serious bag his way to make it happen. Allen, known for his elite route running, sure hands, and football IQ, has long been considered one of the most reliable targets in the league. While no official deal has been confirmed yet, sources close to both camps suggest discussions are at an advanced stage, and financial terms being floated are eye-watering. If this rumor turns into reality, It could change everything for Tua Tagovailoa and Miami's high-octane offensive dreams. Allen's potential arrival isn't just about adding another big name to the Dolphins roster. It's about fundamentally upgrading how Tua operates under center. While the Dolphins already boast dynamic threats in Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, the inclusion of Keenan Allen would give Tua something he's rarely had: a veteran possession receiver who thrives on precision and consistency in the intermediate game. This kind of weapon can be a quarterback's best friend, especially one like Tua, who has shown flashes of brilliance but often lacks a safety net when deeper reads aren't available. The buzz around the league is that Miami is looking to emulate the kind of pass game control seen in Kansas City or Cincinnati, and Allen could be the missing puzzle piece in that strategy. Adding him wouldn't just mean more completions. It could mean longer drives, better clock management, and a more sustainable offense when the playoffs roll around. Insiders close to Keenan Allen say he's intrigued by the idea of finishing his career in a city like Miami, especially one with a playoff-ready roster and a coaching staff known for maximizing offensive talent. While Allen has spent his career making headlines with the Chargers, the team's recent roster shakeups and shifting priorities have left the door open for a high-profile exit. And if he's going to leave, sources say he wants it to be for the right team at the right time with the right money. Miami ticks all the three boxes. The front office reportedly sees Allen as more than just a weapon. They see him as a leader in the locker room, a mentor for younger receivers, and a tone setter for a team hungry to go beyond the wild card round. This potential move isn't just about stats. It's about culture, experience, and taking that next step toward a Super Bowl window. Of course, money talks, and the figures being whispered in NFL circles are nothing short of massive. While no contract details have been finalized or leaked, officially, sources indicate the Dolphins are prepared to offer Keenan Allen a multi-year deal worth upwards of $60 million, with a significant chunk of that guaranteed. For a receiver on the wrong side of 30, that's a bold move. But Miami believes Allen still has plenty left in the tank, especially in an offense that won't ask him to be the only guy. With Tyreek stretching the field vertically and Waddle terrorizing defenses underneath, Allen could feast in the seams, working his magic with crisp route running and surgical precision. Financially, it's a gamble, but one the Dolphins may be willing to make if it means stabilizing their passing game and giving Tua the kind of security blanket every elite quarterback needs. What's fascinating is how this rumored move aligns with Miami's broader offensive philosophy. Under Mike McDaniel, the Dolphins have shown flashes of offensive brilliance, but also moments of inconsistency. Critics have pointed out that while the team has speed in abundance, they often lack the kind of third down reliability that comes from having a seasoned route technician. Keenan Allen would immediately change that narrative. He's the kind of receiver who knows how to find the soft spots in zone coverage, convert third and longs, and dominate in the red zone without relying purely on athleticism. It's about timing, trust, and execution, traits that Miami's offense has flirted with but not fully mastered. The addition of Allen could be what finally tips the scale, bringing not just flash, but the kind of football IQ and situational awareness that wins close games in January. Tua Tagovailoa himself is reportedly enthusiastic about the idea. Wow. He hasn't spoken publicly about the rumors. People close to the quarterback say he's thrilled at the possibility of working with a receiver of Allen's caliber. For Tua, who is entering a pivotal season in terms of both contract negotiations and legacy, having another elite option could make all the difference. The belief inside the Dolphins facility is that Tua's ceiling has yet to be reached, largely because he hasn't had the perfect ecosystem around him. With better protection, more reliable route runners, and a deeper bench of skill players, Tua could evolve from potential star to legit MVP candidate. Keenan Allen might not be the flashiest piece of the puzzle, but he could be the most important, especially when the bright lights of the postseason start shining. Opposing defenses are already watching this situation closely. If Allen does land in Miami, defensive coordinators around the league will face the impossible task of trying to scheme against a receiver trio that includes Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Keenan Allen. That's a nightmare combination of speed, agility, and veteran savvy, each bringing a unique skill set that forces defenses to pick their poison. Want to double Tyreek? Allen will carve you up underneath. Focus on Waddle's slants? Allen works the sideline like a surgeon. And if you play zone, all three can shred you with spacing and timing. It's a hypothetical scenario, sure, but one that could cause a seismic shift in AFC power rankings. The Dolphins already have one of the most explosive offenses in the league on paper. Add Allen, and they could become the most complete. But before Dolphins fans start ordering custom jerseys, it's important to note that there are still hurdles. To clear, the Chargers, while open to moving Allen, reportedly want compensation that reflects his status and production. Whether that means draft picks, a player swap, or cap maneuvering remains unclear. Miami has the assets, but it will take savvy negotiation and mutual interest to get it across the line. Allen's health history, age, and contract demands are all factors the Dolphins will have to weigh carefully. Still, the urgency in the front office is real. They know the AFC is crowded with contenders, and standing pat might not be enough. If a deal for Allen can be done without mortgage in the future, the Dolphins seem willing to go all in. And from all reports, Allen is just as interested in joining a team where he can win. Now, the locker room dynamic is another fascinating angle in this potential blockbuster. Tyreek Hill has never shied away from being the alpha dog in Miami, but insiders say he'd welcome Allen with open arms, seeing it as a business move that helps everyone eat. Jalen Waddle, too, is viewed as mature beyond his years and someone who would benefit immensely from learning alongside a route-running master like Allen. The idea isn't to disrupt the chemistry, it's to elevate it. Keenan's presence could sharpen the entire receiving core, raise the standard in practices, and provide a calming influence in high-pressure moments. On and off the field, this might be the kind of move that sends a message to the rest of the league. Miami isn't just here to compete, they're here to conquer, and they're ready to bring in whoever it takes to do so. In the end, whether this deal actually happens or remains just a sizzling summer rumor, it speaks volumes about Miami's mindset heading into the season. They're not satisfied with highlight reels and regular season hype. They want rings. They want relevance in December and January. And they want to give Tua everything he needs to succeed before it's time to decide on his long-term future. Keenan Allen might not be the final piece of the puzzle, but he could be the one that makes all the others fit. It's a bold vision, a calculated risk, and if the Dolphins front office can pull it off, it could go down as one of the most important acquisitions in franchise history. Until it's confirmed, it remains just a rumor, but one that feels louder and more real with every passing day. Stay tuned. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.